One more thing I want to say is,
Yo, look, come through with the flavour. I ain't like Nev Flanders, no neighbour. When they tell me to come true with the tunes, then you know I'll turn up the gainer. Do a backflip, throw it back, I'll catch it. They can't match it like upper match.
Just finished up a conversation with my grandparents. Absolutely love them to bits. I was meant to go down and see them this weekend, but I've got a mate's 21st tonight, so I can't do that. I'm going to try and go down and see them in a few weeks. They do really mean a lot to me, so yeah, I'm going to try and really use the time that I have in this life and the time that they've got left, and, you know, just make the most of it. But spent like 20 minutes talking to them, love them to bits, and yeah. First of all, my name's Ollie. The reason why I'm doing this, and I'm not sure, maybe you watched the previous video before this one was posted, but the reason why I'm doing this is mainly to show my kids one day what their father was doing at this young age and what he was doing to build and create and get to where I could be in, 30 years time. That is my why. I've got these big dreams and goals, these big dreams and ambitions that I want to achieve. I've had them from about the age of 16, and since then I've really tried my hardest to push myself and try and achieve these goals. I've tried to start a few businesses in the past, from the marketing agencies, the advertising agencies. Started a candle business, and I'm currently running a videography business, and then for the last few months I've really been working on something new. There's a quick explanation. It's about automations, AI, and automating systems within businesses to help them generate more revenue, save more time, etc., etc. And this is something I've been building, working on, and learning over the last few months, because I think the best thing to do, and I've heard this out there before as well, is you got to put yourself in the deep end to be able to start learning to swim. I'm not sure if I said that quite right, but you understand what I mean. You've got to put yourself in the deep end and put yourself out there, out of your comfort zone, to really start learning and making mistakes and getting better every single day. Good morning. It is a Saturday today. Heading to the gym with someone I met only a few weeks ago. He came into work one day and we just, had a great chat, got each other's details, and decided to, meet up again. And today's the day. I'm gonna try and film a little bit of it. Haven't ever filmed myself working out before, but should be fine. Anyway, I'll see you in there.
One. Peace. Yeah, we come in peace. From the west to the east, north to the south, in the belly of the beast. One, two.
Guys, I've been using Claude Code again today, and it's just freaking incredible. Like, the amount of work it can do for you, the different type of work it can do for you is just, it's honestly mind-blowing. So I do a lot of video editing as well for my Nixon Creators business, and I got an email this morning to create some content for an app from a friend. I had an idea of an app trailer that I wanted to create, all these different animations. So I asked Claude Code, and it's created me a 20-second full text animation for this app trailer, and it's done that in 15-20 minutes, and I'm just blown away. Because if I had to do this myself, it would have taken probably a whole day to learn how to do it, and then edit it, and then all this jazz. And that's only the beginning. That's only the tip of the iceberg. There is so much there that I still have to learn. Everyone else still has to learn. Man, I'm looking forward to this.
Got my grip and I never proceed to slip. Feel the weight like I just had my Caesar clip. Got a family to feed, I squeeze the clip. Walk in front of the judge and plead the fifth. I'm a legend, but it ain't no need for myth. Better get you a visa, he's a trip. I had traded truth and the bees are lit.
Good morning. It's currently just before 7 this morning. Heading out for a run, and just wanted to tell you a quick sort of story, I guess. So it was only a few days ago when I first found out there's a half marathon coming up in about a month. I've been training for one, however, for the Auckland Marathon at the end of the year, like in November. And like doing hard things is something that I need to do in order for me to, you know, like myself. I know that's quite harsh, but for me to love myself, I need to do hard things to push myself to the limits. So I was like, you know what, let's just sign up for this half marathon that's just over a month away. So the training we're looking at doing this morning is some interval runs. We're going to try and do about 6 kilometers at, I think, maybe 4:15, 4:20 a kilometer. And then in between each K, we're going to do 90 seconds of rest. I mean, let's just get stuck into it, shall we? I'll see you out there. Oh. Good morning. Just got back from that run. Did 5K instead of 6. It honestly gets so hard. I was averaging just under 4:20 a kilometer with 2 minutes of rest in between, where I was still moving, but just walking. It honestly, it pushes you so much, and that's the second time I've ever actually only done interval training. But I just know that if you do it week after week, you're going to get so much better. So much better. Oh man. We're going to crush this half marathon. I know that right now. It's going to feel hard, but it's going to be easy as well. Just going to smash these goals left, right and center this year is going to be insane. I just know it right now. I knew it from the start of the year, and I know it now. This year is going to be insane. And honestly, I hope it's going to be the same for all of you as well. I feel like I'm at this age now where, or not this age, but I'm in this time period of my life where up until this year, I've always been away, living somewhere else for a few months and then overseas. I've never really been stuck and still in the same place. And that's what this year is. And I feel it's going to give me so much like control and stability, allowing me to, you know, really push for my dreams and goals and try and make them happen. I guess I'm just in a lucky spot right now, and I just got to take control of that luck and use that luck to my advantage, and not just let it sit there. Anyway, I need to get some work done before I go to work. So I'll see you when I see you.
You don't have to be that cool. Just when I met you, a couple cuts later, now you're acting like a damn fool, and like a damn fool. So ungrateful, I sit you at my table, now you're hugging on the damn fool. It's so good, the blame is on you.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's currently a Sunday. I haven't really filmed much this weekend, just because, you know, there wasn't much going on, and I think that is just a mental thing. Because in my mind, I'm like, if there's nothing going on, then there's nothing to show, there's nothing interesting that I can film, etc, etc. So I have sort of been a bit slack. You know, I have these goals that I want to continue YouTube and do this and do that, and in my head, I just have this belief that I need to do it every day to make it work. And if I miss a day, then, you know, what's the point of starting this anyway? I'm about to post my first video tonight, and it's scary because the one thing that's going through my mind right now is, what if I post this and I can't continue filming? What am I going to look like to people around me? What are people going to think of me? And man, it's freaking scary. Yeah, putting yourself out there and like making yourself feel seen by so many people. But if I want to get to where I want to be, then I've got to, you know, take these risks and get out of my comfort zone. So I turned the camera off, and then I actually had something else I wanted to talk about. So there's something I've started doing at the start of this year, which I'm doing religiously every week on a Sunday afternoon. And what that is I just have a piece of paper that I write down the date, and then I write 3 things that have gone well for me in the previous week. And then once I've written down these 3 things, I fold it up into a square and then put it in a jar for me to basically forget about. But I then read it at the end of the year. I'm gonna read through all of these pieces of paper at the end of the year and see, you know, how far I've come. And I think the main reason why I started doing this at the start of this year is because I had trouble looking back and seeing how far I've come. And that's something that I really wanted to, you know, appreciate more, because there are so many, you know, struggles and hard times that, you know, I have, that I know that you have as well, you know, in our day-to-day life, that when we look back at what's happened, you know, we actually realize it's not as bad as we thought. And this little 5-minute thing that I do every week at the end of every week on a Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, it just helps me remind me that a little bit more, that the week that I've had, though in the big picture it looks like it's been quite tough, it's actually a lot better than I thought. I've never done this before. This is the first year that I've started it, and I just know, like, looking back at the end of this year, reading through every note here, I'm gonna be like, just wow, you know, things actually changed this year. And I think I'm gonna get to that moment and be like, you know, has anything changed? And this little thing that I'm doing will really solidify that thought. So it's something that I highly recommend, and it's going to be something that you're really going to look back on and be proud of. Yeah, anyway, I'll see you when I see you.